Chapter 10: The God of Money. In September of 2008, the worst finally happened. God died. Who could have expected such a thing? He had seemed so immortal. No one was taken more by surprise than his most fervent disciples. His health had never been stronger, and his influence was global. In the wake of God's collapse, several of his most important and influential churches were abruptly shut down. Many of the faithful lost most of their religion overnight. They had depended on God for their future. What would they do now? The news of God's death brought weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth all across the world. Governments tried to resuscitate him, hoping that he might show some signs of life. Across the Sunday talk shows his death was analyzed. How did we allow this to happen? Asked a typical moderator. Why didn't we anticipate the collapse of our God? It's not like it's the first time, a guest shrugged. It goes on cycles. He'll come back, good as new. He always does. But this isn't like the past, countered another pundit. The only time he has ever done this bad off was back in the 1930s. I don't think he'll be the same for a long time. The arguments went back and forth with a sense of urgency and hopelessness. They had put their hopes and dreams in God. They had invested their time and energy in worshiping him. They counted on God to take care of them and keep them safe. Now it seems they had nowhere to run. God had seemed so powerful until now. He had provided better lives, bigger houses, and faster cars. Do you remember when our God died? At least that's what it felt like to many of us when the economy seemed to be collapsing in 2008 and a recession seemed imminent.